I should say you need to have a rich interior life to go and establish yourself so far in the wilderness as in Malgas. It's really virgin land for winemaking, and it needs someone like the Trafford family to explore this beautiful microclimate and this very interesting pebble rocky soil they can find in the area. Sijnn White 2020 is a blend mostly made of Chenin Blanc, but you have 9% Roussanne, 7% Viognier, and 6% Verdelho, the Portuguese cultivar. What does that give in your glass, Kathy?
What I'm expecting is more or less what I'm getting. So this wine for me is all about richness and opulence and generosity. It's barrel fermented, and you can pick up the oak immediately on the nose, and then it follows through on the palate. But it's not a sweet oak. It's not really that much vanilla. There's more just of the natural oak flavors, and certainly on the palate, there's none of the sweet vanilla that adds to the fruit sweetness. And there is quite a bit of fruit sweetness because I do think it's nice and ripe. There's lots of ripe peach, white, orange, everything going on there. But everything seems to me to, on the nose and then immediately on the palate, to think about richness and blend into this big, full-bodied white wine that's almost maybe wanting to be a red. And then coming in is this beautiful fresh acidity that just cuts through everything, slaps it around the face and whips it into shape, and the wine finishes beautifully and dry with this really fresh exit on the palate.
I mean, the acidity seems, the perception of acidity is massive here. And you got peaches, you got all the spectrum you described. I find as well this slightly bruised green apple as well. And almost on the texture, this slight phenolic from the skin of the apple itself. Trust me, it's far from being cider, but clearly Chenin shows through the blend. It's almost 80% of the Chenin, so it makes a lot of sense. And it has this steely finish in the acidity. Do you think that can be the Verdelho?
I'm pretty sure it's the Verdelho, and a little bit of the Roussanne as well, adding that natural freshness, that natural acidity. As we know, Verdelho is often bitingly acidic.
Yes, for those who had the chance to taste Madeira one day, and a Verdelho from Madeira, they know what zingy acidity means.
Acidity is. So it works incredibly well, and it's all packaged up in a really interesting wine that for me is truly South African and speaks to a place.
It is ripe, it is very soft-bodied, powerful, but so fresh and elegant on the palate. Chenin clearly makes most of the wine, but the way the Roussanne, the Viognier, and the Verdelho has been used as touch to make a greater balance is very interesting. And what is good here is you can have some flowers and a touch of I should not say apricot, but more dried peach on the touch somewhere, but there's no, Viognier can be overwhelming, even in small quantities, in any blend, and I think that's perfectly integrated.
It's perfectly integrated, and when, just to go a step back to what I said, when I said this is rich, rich is the overall characteristic, not sweetness, it's not fruit sweet. It's just beautifully dry with lovely ripe fruit and a savory seam running through it.
So to translate into normal words, what Kathy says, don't expect a monsters here. This is rich, but rich elegance. Thanks to you all.